Welcome to Experimentology. In today's video, we'll be focusing primarily on metals and acids. To further break this concept down, we tried to come up with a live situation where we're trying to investigate which metal is the best fit for a battery that contains sulfuric acid. The inquiry question for today's investigation is how can we determine which metal between iron, zinc, lead, copper, tin and chromium is the best fit for a battery that contains sulfuric acid. Now, what all do we already know about this investigation? We know that sulfuric acid is a very reactive acid, which is why for a battery it is necessary to choose a metal that is stable or reacts the least with sulfuric acid. Now, considering the reactivity series, we know that copper is a good fit for acid battery because it is least reactive than all the metals present, and because copper won't be able to replace hydrogen in the reaction because it is less reactive than hydrogen. Hence, copper and sulfuric acid won't have any reaction at all, making it safe for the purchasers to have the battery being composed of a metal like copper. And another key element that we're aware about is that all the reactions taking place are going to be single displacement. Now, before we move on, I would like to bring our focus to how to identify a chemical reactions. There are 6 factors that contribute in identifying that a chemical reaction has taken place. First, being color change, formation of precipitate, bubble gases, change in temperature, change in volume, and change in smell and taste. Hence, if you ever observe a reaction where these 6 factors have contributed, you can automatically conclude that the reaction was chemical change. Let's now bring our focus to the variables of this investigation. What exactly is our independent variable? Independent variable is something that's changing. What is changing in the investigation? The type of metal. We're investigating on different types of metals such as iron, zinc, lead, copper, tin, and chromium to identify the change in temperature or the thermal expansion of sulfuric acid. Which leads us to a dependent variable, which is going to be the change in temperature. Why? Because this change is being measured in order to identify which metal is least reactive with sulfuric acid. Moving on to the control variable. Quantities such as concentration of sulfuric acid, size of the metal, room temperature must be kept constant. Why? Because these factors contribute in obtaining the data for the given investigation. Moving on to our hypothesis. If the metal and acid reactivity results in a slight change of temperature, then it is the best fit for the battery, as when the battery approaches higher temperatures, it has a very negative influence on the battery life, and in some circumstances, the battery can stop working, create flames, damage your device, or blow up. It is also stated that extreme heat can result in corrosion of the battery as a whole. From this hypothesis, we can derive that we're looking for a metal that slightly reacts with sulfuric acid to give a slight change in the total temperature. Moving on to the materials for this investigation. We are going to require 0.5 moles of sulfuric acid, metals, measuring cylinders, thermometers, weighing machine, and a clamp stand, as shown in the image above. To begin the investigation, you're going to add 0.5 moles of sulfuric acid to each of the test tubes respectively. Label them with A, B, C, D, E, F to make the identification easier. Now move on to noting down the temperature of initial sulfuric acid before the reaction takes place. You now want to move on and record the mass of the metals by help of our weighing machine. With the help of your crucible tongs, add the metal into the test tube. Once the reaction has taken place, you would now want to record the actual temperature of sulfuric acid after the chemical reaction has been undergone. Repeat these steps with the remaining metals and complete your observation about the chemical reactions between sulfuric acid and the given metals. What can we conclude from the data provided? We can conclude that the best fit for a battery that contains sulfuric acid should be solely based on the change in temperatures, as higher heat levels can cause more damage and destruction to the battery. So according to the data we've collected, we can see that the least reactive metal and the least heat expansion took place when sulfuric acid reacted with copper. Hence we can conclude that the best metal for a battery that contains acid is copper, because copper is least reactive and does not have much of a damage when reacted with sulfuric acid. Moving on to my concluding remarks. From this investigation, we were able to visualize that temperature plays a vital role in determining the chemical reactions taking place. We can see that the reaction taking place released heat, although the copper metal was identified as the least reactive because it wasn't able to displace hydrogen in the displacement reaction. Moving on, what can we evaluate from this source? From this investigation, we can evaluate and establish a direct relationship between reactivity and temperature. Furthermore, the hypothesis provided was correct because it stated that higher temperature differences can damage the battery. And like we stated, we were looking at a metal that was least reactive and had the least heat expansion to identify if it was the best fit for the acid battery or not. Last, but definitely not least, are the safety precautions. One is to always wear a safety gear. Because there's chemical reactions taking place, you want to ensure your safety by wearing these safety gear or lab equipments. Remaining at a safe distance from where the reaction is taking place. It is another vital point because the chemical reactions can be aggressive. The last, but definitely not the least, is not touching any of the chemicals during the experiment. When they're in a chemical reacting state, they can be quite dangerous for anyone in direct contact. And we're done. Things we learned in today's video is how to identify chemical reactions, reactivity series, relationship between temperature and reaction, and why copper battery is effective. Thank you. I hope you learned something and were able to get your doubts clarified through the help of the visual experimentation.